This is a Poulan Pro 20-inch 50cc chainsaw. This belongs to my neighbor Steve's wife's mother's husband's chainsaw from Pennsylvania. They're here to visit, and she brought me this and said, "Henry, chain doesn't seem to tighten. Usually that's the cover over here with the 2 bolts and the tightening tension screw. Other than that, she says it works just fine." I don't really think it works just fine. I think it bogs, it won't stay running. But then again, I did check the gas. There's a little gas in there. Maybe you need to fill it up. Also, there's no bar and chain lube inside. This is a pretty good machine. This is a metal cover. First time I've ever seen that. They're usually all plastic. So we're gonna take these 1/2-inch bolts out and just figure out why this doesn't stay in place. Is there some kind of trick to this? Cover won't come off. The brake. The brake was engaged, it wasn't coming off the clutch. This is the cover. You flip it over. It has like a TriStar type little puzzle thing that turns, that engages the brake to the clutch. This corresponding puzzle is attached to that handle over there. This is the chain tension mechanism. Turn this to tighten. This thing moves along this threaded shaft. This part here goes into the hole of your chain bar and pulls it forward and backwards to tighten the chain. Everything looks pretty good. It's a little dirty and dusty, but that's expected with the chainsaw. And as you can see from the paint that is removed from this area, this cover has been taken off and put on and tightened pretty often. This TriStar thing is the corresponding area for this. Goes in like that. And this engages and disengages the brake on here. There's the clutch. When this thing spins at full speed, these things go out, turn this thing, and in turn turns the cog gear that turns the chain clockwise. This is the 20-inch bar. Make sure that all the links are in the grooves for the bar. The inner gear, the cog, is kind of worn, but her complaint wasn't that the chain fell off, it was just loose. I'm going to inspect the bar. I'm going to put the bar back on here again, try to have the chain on there and see if it's smooth, and we'll clean the surface over here. Ooh. I wonder if that's normal. This part here that pops up doesn't appear to be normal. that little part that was sticking up like that, where the two studs come out to tighten the cover on there? It looked like that part was pulled up and it was touching the thread, so when that stud was pulled up, that part went up too. So I took a flathead screwdriver and tapped it flush along that base. So because that was up, you weren't able to tighten the screw completely because there was like that 1 millimeter of part that was covered. So maybe you couldn't tighten the cover that tight, maybe. But I tapped it down, so now it's flush. Put the cover back on, put the chain back on, inspected the bar, it was fine. I put some bar and chain lube in here. And also, if you look at the cover on the gas cap, and by the way, when you took the gas cap off, it was pressurized. Every time you turn the cap off, it would go poof, which means it's not venting properly. So I took the cap off, sprayed it, the hole, with some degreaser, used the pin, pushed it through a little bit. It's like a check valve in there, you know what I mean? But it could have been clogged. So after I blew some air into it, you could hear it coming through. So I think it's venting now. In addition, on the gas cap, it says not 50-to-1, but 40-to-1. And I fortunately have pre-mix 40-to-1 from True Fuel. 40-to-1, 50-to-1, not really that big of a difference. Probably get away with both. But anyway, I put 40-to-1. Let's see if it starts and runs. All right, well that worked out pretty well. Pretty strong machine, but as you can see, chain's loose again. Maybe I didn't tighten this that much. Or maybe I should just adjust the tension and try it again. Perfect. That worked great. This is very strong, 50 cc's. So yeah, you just have to tighten these bolts tighter. Make sure that the tensioner stud that's inside the hole that pushes the blade outward make sure that you loosen these 2 1/2-inch bolts over here, which is the cover that holds the bar. Loosen it, do the tensioner so that you're tightening your chain, and then tighten these bolts tight. Make sure that the contact point between the cover and the bar and the 2 studs are clean. If it's oily, filled with debris, there's going to be some slippage of the bar. So I think that was just it. After I put the gas in there, it ran right away, you know what I mean? In the beginning it struggled because there's probably just not enough gas. And of course, the bar and chain oil that you put inside the reservoir also helps with the lubrication of the blade as it goes around the bar. If you don't have bar and chain oil in here, sometimes your chain could fly off the bar because it's not properly lubricated going on this bar. So super easy fix. I think it was just that little tab that was sticking up near the bolts, the 2 bolts for tightening the cover. Tap that in. Now it seems like it's great. Good chainsaw, 50 cc's. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe because it really helps me out. Did you know that close to 72% of you guys are not subscribed? Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, you know. Free for free. And it continues to allow me to bring you small engine content like this one. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So after just a couple of years, my train horn stopped functioning. Took it out, tested it. There's a short in here. And I could tell because that part is really exposed to the elements. So if you see here, this part here came loose and water got into there, fried the motor. So it's seized. That's why my fuse blew. Looks like I'm gonna need another air compressor for my train horn, or maybe upgrade to a bigger train horn.
Ah, that's a shame.
Mr. Tecumseh here, and we'll see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.